What is the underlying truth in every conflict? I want to share with you there's two major ways that we can look at conflict, and there's two major ways that we can look at our relationships and the purpose of the relationships that we have with ourselves and with others. First one, to have conscious relationships. Option two, to have unconscious relationships. What's an unconscious relationship? Really, really simple. It means when there's a low level of awareness about what's actually happening and what's actually playing out in the relationship. In an unconscious relationship, there's two people trying to control each other. There's two people blaming each other and not taking personal responsibility. We don't want that. Now, I think that generally, we all experience unconscious relationships from time to time. We've probably all been in one. I know I've been in heaps. I know you've probably been in some. And so we want to evolve out of that into conscious relationships. A conscious relationship is defined by two people who have developed the self-awareness to understand the underlying issues behind conflicts. And they see conflict as an opportunity to learn about self and about other, and use that as an opportunity to come even closer together. So a conflict can be an opportunity to learn something and to create more of an opportunity of love. Where most people are just constantly banging their heads up against each other, trying to distract each other with different things so they can kind of move away, and they end up withdrawing or attacking most of the time. So how do we create a conscious relationship? So first of all, we have to understand this really basic principle that actually is as old as over 100 years ago. One of the grandfathers of psychology, Carl Jung, originally said that we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. What he meant was that our perception of what's going on is actually our projection of ourselves. And very commonly, when you're in a conflict with someone, and you become really emotionally reactive. What do I mean by that? It's like you're emotionally triggered, right? When you've had a conversation with someone and they just use a certain word, and then all of a sudden you're like, ugh, and all of this like stress comes up or anger comes up and you're just on straight away. I'm sure you've had that experience before. I know I've had that experience heaps. In those moments, when we come from a consciously aware point of view, we want to stop and we want to say, okay, I am being emotionally reactive right now. I am being triggered right now by something outside of me. What can I learn about myself? What is this moment here to teach me? What can I take away from this? Another really great question is, what's happening right now that's familiar? How could this be something that's happened before in my past that's coming up right now in this moment? I'll give you a really simple example. So when I grew up in school, I had this teacher, this school teacher, and I felt like she never really trusted me. And so she was always trying to work out what I was doing and never really kind of just let me work things out on my own, and always pointed out where I was going wrong as well. So that was like a negative experience for me in my past. Now, that can be an emotional trigger for me. So I had a partner, and she used to kind of be asking me, what are you doing? Where are you going? And I felt in that instant like I was like 12 again. It's like I emotionally went back to being in school, and I would become really defensive, and I'd become angry really quick. And then I woke up in that moment, and that's the key to a conscious relationship. It's like you got to wake up in the moment and say, hold on, am I responding to the conflict? Or am I overly emotionally reacting to this based on there being some kind of emotional reactivity or an underlying unresolved emotional trigger from my past that is now presenting itself for me in this relationship so I can learn from that? When we become aware of what our triggers are and we accept them and we stop blaming the other people, then every conflict is an opportunity for us to grow and say, what can I learn about me? I'll give you another example. When I was a kid, I also had a lot of challenges with people in authority that were also really angry, really aggressive. So then if I met someone who was assertive, right? Assertive but not aggressive, there's a difference. They were assertive, I would be emotionally triggered. I'd think, oh, you're just like one of my old teachers, this is too much. And then I would come from a conscious place and say, okay, hold on. Is it actually too much, or is it just the way that I'm responding? What here can I learn about me? And one of the biggest keys, one of the easiest things you can do when you're being emotionally reactive is breathe. Breathe deeply. So many times when we get anxious or when we get angry or when we feel drama coming in, we do this real light chest breathing and we go into a fear response. And whenever you're in that fear response, you never make good decisions. Just never. right? That's it, we're in fight or flight. So breathe through the diaphragm. Big belly breaths. Slow everything down. Say to yourself, I think there's something here for me to learn about me. And then I'll give you the magic question. This is the magic question. It's actually more of a statement. I'm willing to see this moment differently. That is the magic question. I use that every single day. So I'll go through something emotionally reactive and then I go, you know what? This is about me. I'm here to learn something about myself and I'm willing to see this differently. And then I open myself up to curiosity and I'm going to break the old pattern that I've been running my whole life and start to see a new one with more love, with more compassion, with more purpose, with more creativity. And that's how we grow and we evolve through our conflict. I hope that's been useful for you. Now, if you've resonated with what you're hearing, I'd love for you to go ahead and click the link below. You'll head over to another page where I'd love to invite you along to a live global broadcast we're running, where you can learn more about ideas like this, how you can apply them to yourself, and how you can apply them to others through the wonderful vehicle of coaching. Go ahead and click the link below. I hope to see you on the other side.